Gotta buy onions. Forgot about that. Alright, well let's not think about my onions now. Welcome back. I've just been on holiday, and on the plane back from holiday, I watched Storks. Since I imagine most people haven't seen Storks, I'm gonna give you guys a plot summary of Storks real quick. Storks used to deliver babies to families, but they found it too difficult, so they changed into a package delivery company called Corner Store. Everything's running smoothly until this kid Nate orders a baby. This Stork Jr. is about to be promoted to boss, but since babies are banned, he's got to get rid of the baby to be boss. The reason Nate ordered the baby is because his parents don't play with him since they're working all the time. But over the course of the journey, Junior realizes that he doesn't know why he wants to be boss and starts liking being a parent to the baby. And Nate's parents stop working as much and start playing with him to help him get the baby. And have way more fun that way.
Moms are fun too!
Junior then starts a revolution within Corner Store, overthrows the boss, and starts producing babies again. And Nate gets a sister to play with. So the moral of the story is basically that human connection is more important because the time that we spend with each other is more important than how much money we have. Pretty sweet family movie message, right? Well, it's not just a family movie message. This story is hiding in loads of other movies aimed at older age groups. Let me give you an example. A mega corporation has made its money off of marketing and selling animals. To get more profit, they genetically engineer a new animal whose sole purpose is to be more marketable. One worker blindly follows this logic and prioritizes her time working rather than spending her time with her nephews. But once they're put in danger by the animal, she tries to protect them, going against company policy. She incites a revolution against the fake animal, using the natural animals as weapons. Life finds a way. See the similarities? Both Storks and Jurassic World warns us about the dangers of putting too much stock into material things. These films have straight up anti-capitalist messages in them. So why aren't we listening? Why doesn't society think that Storks or Jurassic World are anti-capitalist movies? Let's take a look at some certified anti-capitalist movies and apply this same story to them. Starting with Blade Runner. In a dystopia where a mega corporation rules the world, and commerce is more important than human connection, robot slaves built by humans are now illegal and must now be killed by the police. One policeman breaks free from his autopilot and realizes that the robots have as much humanity as the humans do. Except this time, there's no revolution, and the robots die. Then let's have a look at Fight Club. Consumerism rules, guy breaks free from autopilot, you guys get the drill by now. But this time, the anti-capitalist revolution goes too far into weird, messed up cult territory that he basically has to accept his fate. So the movie tells us that this type of revolution is impossible. So all four of these films have the same message, but it's these two movies, which all the film bros get excited about, get all the praise from Hollywood, get all the awards and stuff, and then the Hollywood action fun movies aren't anywhere near getting nominated for Best Picture, let alone getting it. And I think the reason is, actually, the fun movies are less realistic than the sad ones. And because they're less realistic, there are more barriers for people to see the message that's hiding inside. First of all, there are some metaphors which just don't translate very well into real life. Like, even though the babies represent what is natural, they were still made in a lab. So it's like, they're not real. For a lot of people, the idea of talking animals, talking storks, is just too obviously fictional and fantastical for people to try and extract any sort of meaning from the film or take it seriously. And then there's the practicalities of actually living the mindset that the film wants you to. Like, as much as you want to quit your job to spend time with your kids, it's not going to happen. Like, you can't just quit your job. You gotta put food on the table, right? But actually, the sad films have their own problems too. Even though the more serious films get more praise and awards than the fun ones do, at the box office, they get way outperformed. And I go back to my J. Cole quote from last video, what's the point of you preaching a message to those who already believe what you believe? Those films are loved by people who are by nature anti-capitalists and ignored by the people who aren't very radical and probably really enjoyed watching Storks or Jurassic World without extracting or even knowing the deeper meaning behind them. We have these films that are trying to communicate this quite serious message, and on the one hand, we have films which take that very seriously, to the point where only people who sign up for getting preached to will watch that movie. And then on the other hand, we have a movie which markets itself to be a fun family experience at the cinema, but as a result, doesn't get its message across enough. So which film you think is better decides on what you want out of a movie. Do you want a vision of a utopia to make you feel good about humanity and what it's capable of? Or a dystopia to point out the issues of humanity? Would you like the answers or the questions? And ultimately, will you take action? Film bros will criticize the fun films for being escapist, but if after watching Fight Club or Blade Runner, you're not actively taking steps to break free from a lifestyle driven by consumerism and into one driven by love, then weren't you just using those films as an escapist thing anyway? I guess that's it. Films aren't going to solve all the world's problems, but most of them try to, so it just gets a bit confusing. And I am off to buy onions.